What's good, y'all? It's your girl, Ticket to Shine. Thank you all so much for tapping in to All Things Ruthless, home of the Ruthless Addicts. Let's just dive into it. What's their next move? All the Queen's Men character breakdown. Let's start with our boy Rayshon. We know that Rayshon has run into his favorite girl, y'all favorite girl, Miss Tandy. Now, Miss Tandy was there to basically ask Madam for her support. Her husband is running for some public office, and she wants Madam's support. She wants Madam to let the ladies at the club know, hey, vote for my husband, so on and so forth. With that, Tandy is walking out of Madam's office. She makes her way through a few dancers. She says hello to Midnight, and then she sees Rayshon. And Rayshon sees her, and he is as if he's shocked, as if he wants to say, what the F are you doing here? He gives her that look. Now, my question is, if Rayshon running into Tandy, will this change his next move? Will this predict or provide the next course of action that he is going to take against Tandy and her disgusting husband, you guys? Again, the look on Rayshon's face was a look of fear, but also a look of shock, because from my understanding, Tandy was not supposed to ever come back to Club Eden. However, she ended up there anyway, and Rayshon is not very happy about that. So he's so upset. I think he had to go and sit back in the dressing room and just take a time out, because he literally has just seen the devil, you guys. So then we move on to the fellas, and we see the one and only Big D, and he walks in and questions everybody. Did you guys hear that shot? Did you hear that shot? And of course they probably heard it, but they're so accustomed to it, they know to ignore it. But everybody was like, nah, we didn't hear anything. We didn't hear anything. Of course, Babyface proceeded to say, hey, well, why don't you go and look for it? Now, Big D he's not trying to stir up any trouble. He even says, I'm not trying to stir up any trouble. I just heard what I heard. And guys, like, the best thing to do, of course, doctors always let them know the best course of action is to just mind your business. But then, you guys, our boy, your boy, everybody's boy, Amp walks in, and he has a moment. There's a moment between he and Fuego, and Fuego's like, dude, calm down, like, just let it go. But of course, Amp does not take too kind to Big D, because Big D has an attraction to Dime. And now at this point, they're literally just bickering over somebody who technically doesn't want either one of them. And if she does, it's only for one reason. Fuego tries to tell Amp, bro, just calm down, chill out, like, it's not that serious. But Amp is in fighting mode. So the fellas are basically trying to threaten Big D by saying, hey, leave the girl alone. Just leave her alone, because he's been on some other stuff. Just leave her alone. And Big D is like, look, I'm calm, I'm cool, but I am that dude. I will basically put a ninja in their place. Big D, he seems like he is going to battle it out. I say that just go in the ring, fight it out, but we'll see. But again, he's back on the notion of trying to figure out where those gunshots came from. So then we see, you guys, this right here, it went down at Club DOC, also known as PhD. It went down at Doc's apartment between Detective Davis and y'all's guy Doc. But they, of course, we didn't get to the extreme intimacy of the whole moment, but we did get to witness the sexual tension between the two. Doc takes his clothes off in front of Detective Davis and basically invites her to, enjoy a little PhD. Now, she claims she is there to get him to basically turn on Madam. And she pretends, she's doing really well at, trying to get into him. She's trying to ignore him, actually, but we all know that there's definitely an attraction to Doc. Like, who wouldn't be attracted to Doc? Now, my girl EJ the TV Junkie has an awesome theory about this. If you guys can remember, the police chief told Detective Davis that she needed to go back to her old ways and do what she has to do to close the case. So, with that, is this one of those moments where she's going to do what she has to do to close the case? If this means taking a ride to the medical facility of the DOC, you guys, is this what she is going to do? To try to get in good with Madam, because we all know that if indeed they do have that sexual contact, Doc is definitely going to call Madam and let Madam know what went down at the doctor's office, y'all. She is at this point willing to risk it all, but I think going along with my girl EJ's prediction, even if this is the case where she ends up sleeping with Doc, I think that her chief is going to be able to help cover all of this up. I think he's going to be able to protect her if she does, happen to be able to close some of the case. But also, you guys, you have to remember in the trailer, there's a moment where we'll see Detective Davis receive money or attempt to be given money from Madam. Now, again, is this what she's doing, to try to get her foot in the door? And once she's gotten that foot in the door, then she will really take over and do her thing to shut down Madam and her little gang. Y'all, this is going to be extremely interesting. Drop your comments below. Let me know your thoughts. Again, this prediction came from my girl EJ, the TV Junkie, and I just had to add a little bit more to it. Just, because I think that Davis, even if she does get in good, and regardless of how she got in, I think she's going to be protected. Finally, you guys, and back to Big D. We know that Big D walks in on Tommy and Casanova. So what is his next move? Will he be forced? Will Tommy force him to stay there until Madam shows up so that he can be the one to unalive Casanova? Y'all, the last episode was super crazy, and the following people I just had to figure out, and I needed your questions or your comments to let me know what you thought would be next. What is their next move? Now, Amp is another one. We know that Amp, he's back and forth between the whole decision with Dime and all of that. But most importantly, at this moment, it's all about what is Big D's next move, because there's a lot at stake for Big D. There's also a lot at stake for Detective Davis, and there is also a lot at stake for Rayshon. These three people are literally in a predicament. So we are definitely going to tune in. We got a new episode that is going to be coming out. And I will definitely be bringing you guys episode 6 recap. Also, make sure you guys tap into the Virtual Club Eden. We appreciate you guys for tapping in and tuning in. I would also like to give a shout out to CJ Williams, Savannah Rivers Rose Amore again, and also DeMarcus Vaughn for the super chat. We appreciate you guys for always tapping in weekly and tuning in to the Virtual Club Eden. All right, you guys, that's about it. Thank you so much for tuning in, and you already know, stay ruthless.